Hey, this is Steve from myothercareer.wordpress.com. It's been a while since I've done a video. I've been, just doing a lot of writing and working, and most of what I've needed to say has been fine in the written form on the blog. But I thought I'd do something a little different today with a post and shoot a video of the Blu-ray DVDs that I own in my collection, and tell you a little bit about why I have them, and maybe you'll see some stuff that you might want to pick up too. Now, I have a lot of movies, as I'm sure many of you do too. And not all the movies in my collection are quote-unquote great movies or, award-winning films or anything like that. A lot of them are just movies I like. When I buy a Blu-ray specifically, I'm buying a movie that I know I'm going to watch multiple times. Not something I'll see once and be like, yeah, that's great, and I'll talk about it a little bit. But no, these are films I've seen over and over again. A lot of them I watch at least once a year, many more often than that. So let's take a look. Alright, this was actually the first Blu-ray movie I ever had, Kung Fu Hustle. This was a gift from my brother, and I didn't ask for it, but he saw it and he knew I liked Asian action films, and so he picked it up for me. Stephen Chow's makes some fun movies, and it's clever. It's a simple chosen one type of storyline, and it's worth checking out. You can find it really cheap. Fight Club. I think pretty much everybody has a copy of this. I had a copy in DVD, and the Blu-ray was really cheap. Most of my DVDs I find, my Blu-rays I find for under $10. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to be said. The special features are fine. The image is great, so it's a good one to have in your collection. The Dark Knight. A lot of people think this is the best Batman ever made. I think Batman Begins was the best Batman ever made. But, yeah, this is a good one. I mean, if you like your superhero movies or you're a Christopher Nolan fan, this is a must-have for your collection. Really fun film. I'm not a huge sci-fi guy, but I really liked Star Trek. I don't know if it's because it was from J.J. Abrams, and I typically like his stuff, but I really enjoyed Star Trek at the theater. And when the Blu-ray came out, I think it was $10.99 at Best Buy, and I picked it up. I've been a fan of James Cameron's for a very long time, and one of my favorite movies of all time is The Terminator. I just love this. I mean, I think it just really shows you what you can do with science fiction somewhat, and it's just a great example of how to make a very compelling story with compelling, interesting characters without having huge, giant set pieces. The original film really did not have a lot of big set pieces. You had that one flash from the future, with the future war, but that was about it. And it's got a cool cover with this little morphing little thing, so it's pretty sweet. The Incredible Hulk. Big Ed Norton fan. Saw this at the theaters. Picked up the Blu-ray the day after it came out. This is another like 3D type of little cover thing. It's a pretty cool effect. I know some people didn't like this, and I know they replaced Ed Norton for the Avengers playing the Hulk, but I really enjoyed this film. Even though Liv Tyler doesn't talk so much as a whisper, it's a lot of fun. Ghostbusters, not a lot to be said. One of my favorite all-time comedies. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. You really can't go wrong. Ivan Reitman directed. Really an all-time classic. Watch it, you'll forget how funny it is. The comedy is aged really well. Usual Suspects. One of the best imperfect screenplays ever. I mean, it's fantastic, but when you really look at the ending, you kind of question if Kaiser Sose is so dangerous, why would he go through all that trouble to let all those... Well, I won't ruin it, but Bryan Singer did a great job. It's a really fun crime caper. The ending is fantastic until you kind of look back at it and realize maybe it's not as awesome as you think it is. But you can't go wrong. I mean, it's a great crime caper. Ocean's 11. Probably the epitome of cool for films. George Clooney, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts. Really, really some just great stuff here. If you haven't checked out any of the Ocean's movies, this is probably the only one you need to check out, and it's a lot of fun. And I like watching this one every couple months when I just need to relax and watch some cool guys do cool stuff. Also, if you like heist films, this is a good example of how to make them fun. Reservoir Dogs, big Tarantino fan. This was the second film of his I saw. I saw Pulp Fiction first. But again, when you think about cool, you've got Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, Michael Madsen. Just some great stuff. An all-time classic for little crime dramas. Transformers, fun movie. Would have not bought this myself. It was a Christmas gift, so that explains why I have it. The first one was fun. The second two were dreadful. But I think I've popped this in once or twice since I got it. Visual, I mean, the discs and the image quality are stunning, but the movie was, it's Transformers. What do you want? The Matrix, one of the best versions of the Chosen One storyline or adventure you can come up with. The DVD Blu-ray itself is really cool. I mean, it's a book, and you got all these pages and a nice cover. It's got some cool stuff in there. The special features are a lot of fun. It's a good thing to have in your collection if you like The Matrix. You got some great action. It's a fun, sharp story. I wish the other Wachowski brothers movies were as good as this first one. But Bound was the first one, but I wish the other follow-ups were as strong. Yeah, this is a good one to have. Big Lebowski, I probably watch this every other month. Is it a perfect film? No, but it clicks with certain people, and if it doesn't click with you, you'll never really get it. Again, really, really kind of a cool cover. Get a nice little booklet, and it's a fun little DVD. So if you've got the DVD version, the Blu-ray you can get pretty cheap. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, one of my all-time favorite detective whodunit stories. I'm a really, really big Shane Black fan. I love Robert Downey Jr. I'm a big Val Kilmer fan. So there's really so much to love about this movie. I've written about it before. As soon as I saw the Blu-ray, I picked it up. I probably watch this every other month. It's just, anytime I want to remind myself about how I want my writing to end up one day, I pop this in and just love it. LA Confidential, fantastic cinematography. You got Kevin Spacey, Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, Kim Basinger, Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito makes everything great, so you really can't go wrong with this movie. I love 1940s period movies. I'm a big fan of film noir stuff. I got a lot of DVDs that deal with a lot of those classic film noir movies, so this was just a no-brainer for me to pick up. Batman Begins, my favorite superhero film of all time, Christopher Nolan. I mean, you can't go wrong with this one either. If I had to tell you to choose between any of the Batman movies, I would suggest this one over The Dark Knight, but that's personal opinion. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. as an action hero. I watch this probably every 3 or 4 months. It's just really a fun film, much better than the first one. Doesn't take itself too seriously, but takes itself seriously enough that it's just a lot of fun. Terminator 2. As I said, I love the first Terminator. I love the second Terminator. Saw this one in the theater with my brothers and my dad, so it'll always kind of have a little special place. Special features are pretty good, but if you're a James Cameron or an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, you really need to have this in your collection. True Grit, huge Coen Brothers fan. Love Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Josh Brolin. So it was a no-brainer. I pre-ordered this and watched it the day it arrived at my house. I loved this movie. I love westerns, and this is just a solid flick. Another Coen Brothers, No Country for Old Men. Tommy Lee Jones, Xavier Bardem, Josh Brolin. Again, this is a fantastic western, a great crime drama. Just really, really, really good stuff. So it's slow. Some people don't like it because it's a little slow, but I really enjoyed it. Hey, you can see my reflection on my flip cam. Fifth Element, one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time. Story's not perfect, but I think it's a lot of fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. Luc Besson is a really interesting guy and came up with a really neat story here. Eric Sierra does the music, and he's a lot of fun. But another Bruce Willis. Gary Oldman. It's just, for sci-fi, this is a good pickup. Lethal Weapon, quite possibly the greatest action film of all time, written by Shane Black. You got Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in it. The picture quality's but it's as good as you're going to get for this. For $10, again, you're looking at probably the greatest action film of all time. One of them, at least, of the top three. And one of the other top three, which you can argue is also the greatest action film of all time, is Die Hard. Of the Die Hard movies, this is the only one you ever need to see or even know exists. Bruce Willis, just fantastic stuff. Really prime example of how to do an action movie right. It's smart, it's well paced, the characters are great. You can't go wrong with this film. And I'm missing. Oh, here it is. And the third, possibly best action movie of all time, Beverly Hills Cop. This, I don't even know what to say, but this is Eddie Murphy at his best. This is the best movie he ever did. This is a fantastic action film. Smart. It's just, the 80s was a special time for action films. And between these three, if you want to know how to do action movies right, watch them over and over and over and over, and you will learn everything you need to know. If more movies did action like these three, we'd be much happier. Heat. Michael Mann, another Michael Mann film. Probably my favorite crime thriller ever. Again, Val Kilmer, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. It's just, I love Michael Mann, and he shows L.A. like no one else. Really, really, just great. Just a great film. Untouchables. Classic. Again, period piece, 1920s. Yeah, Kevin Costner, Andy Garcia, Robert De Niro, Sean Connery. You can't go wrong. This is just great. Just a great film. A good DVD. Looks beautiful. So check it out. Blade Runner, the ultimate 5-disc super collection. I think I got this for $10. I'm not a huge Blade Runner fan, but just having it in my collection, I felt like I needed it. There's a lot to be said about the art direction for this film and the story and a lot of the different layers, and I'll never understand all of them. But if you're a fan of Blade Runner, this basically is every version, I think, out there. You got a booklet. I think there's 5 discs. I'm not even going to pretend that I saw all this stuff. But you can find it pretty cheap. Inception, not a whole lot else I need to say about it. We've all been there, another Christopher Nolan. But, you've got a ton of star power and, just a fun movie. It's not perfect, but I wish other movies tried to challenge the audience like this, even though it spoon-feeds some areas. It's got another one of those super fancy covers. There you go. It's a fun flick. All right, getting to the end here. The Professional. I love this movie. It's another, you got John Reno, Gary Oldman, Natalie Portman, but it's another Luc Besson film. I've loved this movie since I saw it the first time. This is this has the extended version, which has about 10 to 15 minutes of additional scenes between these two, and it really puts a whole new spin on some of the later events in the final act of the script. I know why they cut it out for the U.S. version of this, but really you can't go wrong. It just looks gorgeous, and it's a lot of fun. Big Trouble in Little China. This is how to do cheesy action right. I love this film. If it ever comes into a theater just for shits and giggles, I'll go see it. I like Kurt Russell, and I'm a big fan of this film. It just does cheesy action right. Risky Business. First, I've loved this movie since the first time I ever saw it. I'm glad it finally came out on Blu-ray. I think I got it for like $8 used on Amazon. Really, really fun. Not a whole lot of extra stuff on the Blu-ray, but looks gorgeous. The soundtrack is fantastic, so check it out. And my two newest editions I just got in the mail today, which made me want to pick this up. Pulp Fiction's Blu-ray just came out. I'm looking forward to popping this in. I've almost got Tarantino. I've got a couple more films to have the complete collection of his on Blu-ray. But I love it. I don't even have it out of the package yet, so I'm looking forward to this one. And then there was a deal on Amazon. I got Jackie Brown, which I really enjoy as well. I have on DVD. I have both these on DVD, but I was glad to upgrade to Blu-ray. So I'll check this out too. And I think I don't remember what Pulp Fiction was like $12, and I think I got this for like $7 or $8. I got both of these for under $25, so it was pretty good pickup. That's it. That's my there you go. Look at that. That's my Blu-ray collection. I'm not even gonna. I couldn't show you my DVD collection because I don't have enough time. It'd be an hour video. This is already 16 minutes. So that's some quick thoughts on my Blu-rays and my collection. I'll let you know what kind of movies I like. So until next time, this is Steve from eithercareer.wordpress.com. Keep writing.